Hey guys! I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm so grateful that you guys are listening, subscribing, and commenting. I really appreciate the support. And of course, if you guys want to support me further, you can do that by going to my Patreon site. The link is in the description below. And you can give me $1 a month, $5 a month, whatever you guys prefer. In this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about the introvert wall. This wall that we hit when our social battery all of a sudden depletes or runs out, or all of a sudden we realize we just don't want to be around people anymore. This happens to me quite often, and even despite the fact that I'm constantly watching myself and I'm constantly observing myself to see when I'm going to hit that wall, just a little bit before so I can run away as soon as possible, as soon as is required. Even then, sometimes I'll forget and sometimes I'll be distracted. Sometimes I'm too tired to pay attention. Sometimes just way too much going on for me to observe myself. And so all of a sudden I'll hit that wall and I'll realize, shit, I need to get out of here as soon as possible. But I still need to say my goodbyes and I still need to be here for a little bit longer because there's something going on that I need to take care of. And so it really aggravates me. And I really am, as I said, I'm really careful about this because it's important for me to pay attention to myself, where I am, what I'm doing, and what my level is at. Like, where is that wall? Is it really far away or is it very close by? Am I going to hit it right away? Am I going to hit it very soon? Or do I still have a little bit of time, a little bit of leeway left behind for me to hit that wall? Recently, I went to a house party. Now, I don't know how you guys are about house parties, but I absolutely despise them. I just cannot understand, or I just don't know how to figure. I can't figure it out how to be at a house party, how to behave at a house party, how to interact with people at a house party, because it's just so uncomfortable for me. I literally am trying to figure it out. I think I'm gonna do a video about this next because it literally is one of those mysteries of life. Like, I don't even care about the Big Bang Theory as much as I want to figure out how am I supposed to behave at a house party as an introvert. How am I supposed to integrate myself into it? But so I was at a house party and, I went in feeling good and energetic. I'd just ridden my motorbike. I was really happy. And so I got in there and, I said hello to a bunch of people that I knew, and I felt good because I knew some people there. They weren't all strangers, and there were people that actually wanted me there, so that was nice as well. And so I'm chatting away with a couple of people here and there doing my thing. And then I sit down for a second on a really comfortable couch. Maybe that was my mistake. I should have just stood up the whole time or stayed standing. And then so as soon as I sat down, boom, like I hit the introvert wall right away. And I instantaneously felt this tiredness and just like exhaustion. And just the desire to get away from people, all of these people, nice people, really nice people, but the desire to get away from them as soon as possible. I literally was like, I could close my eyes, put my head back onto the couch right now and fall asleep. I was so tired all of a sudden, right? And so that's what it is about the introvert wall. It just hits us all of a sudden sometimes. A lot of times, as I said, we can predict it. We observe ourselves and we're like, all right, I'm getting close to the end of my social battery. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here kind of thing. Like, it's like a warning bell or like a signal beeping away in the corner saying you need to get out of here as soon as possible because you're going to hit your wall soon. So sometimes you actually hit the wall. You hear the wall before you hit the wall, or you see it. But most of the times, a lot of times, because especially for me, I have a tendency to overdo things and burn myself out. And so I'm always doing things. I get up in the morning, I'm doing things. I do take a nap in the middle of the day, but I'm still going from like 6 a.m. in the morning to 10, 11 p.m. at night. And that's a lot of doing. And then if you add extrovert people into the mix, or a party into the mix, a house party particularly, it's just impossible for me to be there for too long or to figure out where I am, what my level is at, right? Also, I think in general, like anything to do with extroverts, I think for me especially, my time limit has become really short. In the past, I used to be able to do like 4, 5, 6 hours, but now I'm noticing that the older I get, for me, I think my time limit is like an hour and a half, 2 hours now. So 2 hours is like the perfect. I think an hour and a half, 2 hours is perfect because I'll spend time with them. I'll have as high energy as needed. I can be around them and not feel like killing myself. And then if I leave after 2 hours, it's perfect. But if I try to stay longer than that, it literally is the worst thing on this planet. It makes me feel terrible, makes me hate them, which is not their fault. It's just that I'm not an extrovert person, or I'm not good at socialization in general. And then I resent them, and I just don't want to see them again for like months on end, or like at least weeks on end, right? Especially with this house party, I literally don't want to see these people again for a while, but I'm going to, because I see them weekly at a women's circle that I'm part of. And nothing to do with them. They're amazing, nice, good people, kind and generous and loving. It's just that as soon as if I hit a wall and I'm around the people that I'm around, I just don't want to see those people for a long time after that. Just the way it is for some reason. I don't know what it is. I resent them, or maybe I'm putting the blame on them, which I shouldn't, because it is my own fault, my own inability to observe myself and realize that I've hit an introvert wall. Okay. So a couple of things I wanted to, as I said, this is one of the things that we do and we hit. We see the introvert wall coming, and sometimes we ignore it. We're like, no, I think I can handle a little bit more. I can be here a little bit longer. And so we ignore it. And I think that's the worst thing we can do for ourselves, because what happens to me specifically is that the next day I am absolutely exhausted. And for me, as you guys know, my schedule is so tight, and every single day I have to get work done. So if I get up the next morning exhausted, I won't be able to give my 100% to the work that I need to give. So I won't be able to give my 100% to the videos I need to do, to the writing I need to do, to the stories I need to write, and all that good stuff that I really truly care about. House parties, I don't care that much about. They can come or go, or I can go to them or not go to them. It doesn't really matter to me. But for this work really matters to me. Right? And so if I'm not giving 100% to it, I feel like it's such a waste of my time, energy, and space. And so I'd rather put all that energy that I took or I put into house parties or into being extrovert or going into social events into my work. Now, of course, this means that I end up socializing very little, and that's also not a good thing, because I know I've told you guys this before. We need to balance ourselves out by going out and meeting people. Now, of course, the best way for me that I've found is not house parties, obviously, because it's way too many people and way too many strangers. Also, like sitting down and chatting with people, strangers, for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours while they're drinking. I don't drink, so I think that might be a thing that kind of causes house parties to be not fun for me, or going out in general. But, sitting down and talking to people who are getting drunker and drunker and drunker, it just is not conducive to me having fun, because they keep on getting drunker and louder and boisterous, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what am I doing here? So yeah, that's another thing. Like, maybe instead of doing house parties, instead of us as introverts doing things like that, maybe the best path for us is to just do one-on-one meetings. But that's like, for me, I think of it as such a restrictive thing, because people have always invited me to all these different events, and I'm thinking to myself, why am I restricting myself like this? Why am I saying I can't go to this event? Why can't I just try? Why can't I learn how to be at these events? So I'm always constantly, for me at least, trying to hack how I can be at a house party and without wanting to kill myself, right? And so going there, maybe staying there only for an hour and a half, really hanging out with the people that I really care about, doing one-on-one sessions as much as possible, pulling a person away from the group and having a one-on-one conversation, things like that. So I'm always trying to figure out what's the best kind of combination or permutation that's going to allow me to enjoy these extroverted events even more so. And I recommend that you guys do that for yourself as well. Everyone on this planet, every introvert has their own way of hitting the wall and their own way of dealing with extroverted events. Everyone's going to be different in their own way. Some people might love house parties but hate clubs. Some people might love clubs. I like clubs better because I can just dance. I don't have to talk to anyone. But I don't like house parties because I have to talk to people and interact with them, and it's loud, and just the thought of it makes me cringe, right? And so obviously different introverts are different in that manner. And so my recommendation to you guys is figure out how you hit that introvert wall. Figure out what happens in your body, in your mind, in your spirit when you're about to hit that wall. And figure out how you can avoid hitting that wall by doing maybe other things, right? So my thing still is like, I'm still trying to figure out how I can go to house parties, because it's very common in Chiang Mai to have house parties, or in general. And so I'm still trying to figure out how can I go to a house party and still have energy the next day and still not want to kill myself, still be able to be around these people without resenting them, not hate house parties so much. I'm trying to still figure out what my perfect combination or permutation is for me enjoying being at a house party. It's a weird thing to figure out. Okay, I hope this makes sense. I hope I was able to explain myself to you. I love the concept of an introvert wall because it really is something very physical and visual, and you can really visualize it coming towards you or you going towards a wall and hitting it. And as soon as you hit your introvert wall, you're done. Like, you need to get out of that space and go back home and recharge. Otherwise, you're literally going to burn yourself out. I hope this makes sense. As I said, if you guys are interested, you can support me further by going to my Patreon site. The link is in the description below. And I shall see you guys the next time around. Bye for now.